Binance.
Largest virtual
Binance.
And let me be clear, it's consistent and
Binance.
Council has discussed crypto regulations and legislations at length, and we have come to the conclusion that instead of regulating, we are going to ape a fat bag each into laptop and pump it to over $1 billion, 300 million, trillion market cap. Let's fucking go, crackheads.
Good. Why is the camera not on? Should be on. Good morning, everyone. I hope you can hear me. Unexpected when you come back from holidays. Should be linked. I hope you can hear me already. We will see each other in a second, and as long as I try to recover here, I'm going to show you the rare hodlers. Let's refresh here. Share. Now, there we go. There we go. Okay. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Morning Coffee. I got my coffee locked and loaded, ready to go. We're back. We're going to talk about the free fall of the Ecomi token. We're going to talk about the massive Veve news that are coming out. We're going to talk about Bitcoin and the state of crypto, because we have been away for a couple of weeks. Actually, I've been on holidays. You have seen some of it in the videos. And yeah, let's discuss all of that right now. So, I see you are already very active in the chat. Sorry for the little video outage this time. Usually it's a sound problem. G-Money is already here bringing coffee and the rockets. So let's have a big sip of coffee here with G-Money. Energy says stream now. Yes, stream now, Binance. Whoever's King is here, can hear me. Thank you for the feedback. Mark D is here, it's Binance. And Bobby Green is here, OMG by, you mean OMG or OMI? We have over 12 people here already, so make sure to smash up the like button right now. Around me, all of the rare hodlers, thank you so much for the support. This time is for you. This stream, this channel is basically sponsored by all the rare hodlers. So if you want to become one, you can just become a channel member here to the YouTube channel and thereby sponsor this channel. So no stupid rug pull coins being advertised. I was tempted to say except Ecomi, but just joking, obviously. And yeah, so I hope none of the rare hodlers fell off the wagon while I was away. But obviously you're talking to me in the Telegram group, so I would know. Yeah, so let me expand my chat a little bit here. Vlog on says, what if I told you I had proof Veve lied about the 17k Spider-Man and they weren't recovered from bot accounts? I think that is already pretty common knowledge that there was some shenanigans going on, and I discussed it on a stream already. Basically artificial scarcity, right? So Vlog, you cannot shock me with that one. Nico, yo, Bobby Green says, super funny even for a German. Oh my god, is that German bashing? Anyways, I think we can take it. Okay, so let's jump right in, and maybe let's start out quickly. I mean, you probably all know this, I know it, with the inflation rate, because the inflation rate is the determining factor of whether we get rate cuts or not, and the rate cuts are the determining factor whether we are going to have expansion in the money supply or not. And basically this is good news. US inflation is falling to 3.3%, so falling by 0.1%. That is awesome to see, because that means that now basically the Fed can scribble in some rate cuts to the end of the year. Yeah, so, oh, sorry for the notification sound here. Okay, so that is good for Bitcoin and crypto and the overall market space. So Roman Frey says, glad that I am back and that I need to pick you up. What's going on? We're going to address Ecomi and Veve in a second, but let's just quickly look at this here. So this is interesting stuff for the overall crypto space. There's only one other time Bitcoin in Bitcoin's existence when it had a tighter 5-day compression, and that was 12 years ago when Bitcoin was at $5 and went up to a couple of $100. So huge expansion that happened, and now we're at this point again here. The compression level was never as high. I can show you in the indicator down below. Here you see it at the green arrow. So that lets us hope for a huge move. And actually, the fact that Bitcoin is consolidating so long now is making it more possible. The longer the sideways action goes on, the longer the indicators are cooling off, the harder the move will be. So here's a nice one also, the M2 supply. So the money in circulation is the first time ever green, so the expansion has begun, but we are in the very beginning stages. I mean, you see how huge this expansion was before, so we are just headed into a new expansion cycle here. And then maybe for everyone who thinks that, oh, Bitcoin top is in and I don't know what, in my opinion, we're far away from it, and actually we are very much on track. As you can see here, this is the market cycle peak return on investment. So basically this chart always ends with a market cycle peak, and then it starts again after the peak and shows you basically the level of ROI that you're having. So here you also see that how our current cycle until the bear market was absolutely, in terms of ROI, coinciding with the other previous cycles. And we are actually completely on track. And if we would go somewhere here in the middle, you see that there is a lot of time still to consolidate sideways or to have a little bit of a ramp up here than compared to the other cycles. And actually we are not that bad. It's just picture perfect, right? So we are on track in that sense with Bitcoin, with crypto. Yeah, vlog on. If Bitcoin goes to 64K, it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise, and also doesn't change much of the where we are in the cycle. However, and that must be said for Bitcoin as well here, is in the macro. So we are looking at the weekly here, right? And we have some short-term targets, some bullish targets on the weekly. This flag just gets retested once more. On the weekly, if you're looking at Bitcoin, only my personal view, I don't guarantee for anything, but you can see, okay, I have to refresh because the trading view problem. On the weekly, you can see something very nice, right? If you are taking this reference point of our previous all-time high, you basically have a cup and then you have a handle here. The only thing that you need to validate this now, because this is not validated until it breaks out, basically, is that Bitcoin comes up and breaks out of this. That is basically the craziest stuff here. If that would happen, let's just quickly go on. If that would happen, I mean that would be let's just have it drawn in like this, and then you go from this neckline and you take a measured move in the non-logarithmic and you put it on top. That gives you a target of 120,000 Bitcoin. that's not unrealistic in my opinion, right? So maybe we put a third target here as the maximum bullish target. That will take a while, right? Where is this target denominator? And put the price label and put it here. 109. Actually, that is realistic, right? So yeah, and I don't say that this line is going up like this. This is only for measuring basically the move. But what could be said is that if this breakout happens, right, you would basically, you have this neckline. How would it look? You break out, you retest, you go up. That takes for sure until the end of the year, if that happens. And it's not guaranteed that it happens. But I think it's a nice projection here. So there is some not so beautiful things at the moment, but I think that might be solved soon. If we're looking at the DXY, so the strength of the dollar compared to other currencies, we actually see that it's in an uptrend since a longer time. I mean, in the macro, it's in a downtrend. But what we want to see, or what we want to see to have risk assets explode, is actually that the DXY is going down. Also, let me refresh this one so I can draw into it. You want to see this, right? So that it's going down. We saw that many times. Every time it happened, basically small dip here is a huge pump in crypto. Let's see the chat. But you see, I mean, this is the big macro, right? So these are the previous bull markets here and here, these here, right? So these two trend lines, and then we had a double bottom, and that was our huge bear market. So until October, November 22, and then we basically formed our bear market bottom, and now what we need to see is basically this, and then we will have a huge crypto bull run / altcoin season, right? I don't know if you hear this, but I have the window open or the door open, so there might be some smaller sounds in the background. Another one to note is that Bitcoin dominance is still up here. So also in terms of Bitcoin dominance, we're not done with Bitcoin move, and Bitcoin season, altcoin season will look like this, right? So in these terms, and you see I'm leading up here to something. In these terms, we are in the middle of a powerful move of Bitcoin. Bitcoin is gearing up. It can take another 1-2 months. I think it's a great time to stack altcoins. And I'm not talking about Ecomi, because we have a specific case for Ecomi here. But what we will have is, or what we do have is, a great time to stack some altcoins of the ones that have shown strength already, right? So because then when we want to be in our bags, when this dominance tops out eventually at some point, probably at this overhead resistance. So there is not so much more space for Bitcoin dominance to run unless it wants to break specific trends. So let's talk about Ecomi, because this is, I would say this is catastrophic, right? So let's look at it first. So from this perspective, Ecomi token, a waterfall-like sell-off, capitulation, whatever, right? So we had expected, before I went on holidays, we had expected that the price comes low and then bounces back because whales would step in and rebuy the token, but they actually didn't. So, or at least they did the opposite. So Ecomi lost this level of support and is now in price discovery to the downside, not to the upside. It's to the downside. And I think the reason is that price has been, so this capitulation should have happened way before if the price wasn't locked in by whales. So let me go with this. Yeah. So we had this huge trading range in which whales did 3 times or a couple of times big profits. So from here to here was a 80%. from here to here, whales traded 150%, and from here to here, whales traded 160%, and now the price crashes to the downside. So, hey Mewtwo, what's going on? Energy says we buy lower. Pequod sends a German message. If we'll get interoperability soon, I cannot answer that. Only the team can answer that. I would advocate for it though. So let's talk about this price collapse first. So you see that from a TA perspective, there's nothing to base on, right? So you see the wick went down to 0.00041, and actually now there is some buyers stepping in, as energy says we buy lower. So I would expect the first psychological mark to be here at 0.004 flat, because it's just flat numbers are the first mark. So what's happening? It's these events, if you fall out of a 500-day trading range, it's like a capitulation event, and a capitulation event does not necessarily mean that you're going into a huge bull run afterwards, but there are a couple of things to consider. First of all, we kind of didn't have our final capitulation in here. And we have to consider that the Ecomi and Veve business is in a market that is lagging 1 year behind, which is the NFT space, 1 year behind everything else. Should that account for the altcoin? Technically not, but in this case, as Ecomi is dependent on Veve and the tie between Ecomi and Veve is so weak, there is basically still not really much of a utility here. So what is the utility? Let's maybe talk about what is the utility of the Ecomi token, because I see when I watch a lot of other people, right? I watch the streams of Dr. Stuff with Crypto Rain and Randy. I watch around the Ecomiverse when it happens. I watch all that stuff, right? And then sometimes there's the argument of Ecomi is the token with the most utility in the entire space, right? And then this makes me want to discuss this and dispute this, and I want this to be the case. But actually, what are you getting? You have the soft staking for Ecomi, where when you put in Ecomi into the app, then you get certain perks. So one perk is you get MCP, okay? This doesn't do much at the moment because most people have so much MCP that they can use it, and on many drops you don't even need it. So there will be now a drop coming up, if we go here, this one, the Gary Basement, where actually is so scarce that actually there might be the first time that everyone needs MCP to even win, to even have a slight chance, right? So here's the secret rare here. The gem amount is fairly low, but this secret rare, it only has, let me get this out of the way. Here you see it, it only has 86 remaining editions. So 2 held back and 86 are going to be there. So this chase drop is going to have a mechanic where you would be on I need MCP to get it, and people want to get it because they saw last time on the Ron English one, I think it was a Ron English one from Auxier, price went up to like $10,000 or so. I think the confirmed sale was 8.6K or so. So that is one. So it gives you some MCP, but technically at the moment you can just buy comics in the app. For example, I will show you later. I bought a rare comic. I bought a rare for $250. That gives me, what is that? I think 3 MCP plus some extra MCP for buying it from the market. So no need for me to have Ecomi, right? Okay, so back to the utility. Then you have the OMI, the bronze tickets, so tickets, right? tickets. But tickets also didn't give you until now this absolute banger move, right? So there's no, oh my god, I completely missed out. I don't have the tickets, right? So, and then the transfer of tickets to MCP is also not necessary at the moment because people have enough MCP at the moment, right? Maybe they will change up the mechanic. I think this is like gaming where you have to balance. Yeah, 2 MCP for rare comic. Okay, 2 MCP. But still, how much do you get for 1 million OMI in the app? How much MCP? So 1 million OMI at the moment is $400. And for $400, I can buy at least 8 secret rares. And those 8 secret rares will give me 6 MCP each. Plus, they hold some value as well. Okay, so this is something that needs to balance out first, right? And with the massive flood of comics from the comic side, the comics are under severe pressure because the demand side is at the moment lower than the offer side. But we still have a positive growth on the app, so we will see. We will see how this pans out. But so this is utility, no question asked. But is it good utility? And I would say these two things, no. And then we have airdrops. Airdrop. Okay. Writing on this is is a little bit complicated. So we have airdrops. And this is where OMI got you a collectible that is trading between a couple of gems. And if you had 10 million OMI, you got an Ecomi secret rare logo that gives you access to the group, and that is worth more than 1,000 gems, I think. Some there and thereabout. And yes, airdrops are a bigger utility as long as the prices in the market are good. But this airdrop utility was only felt by the people with 10 million OMI. So I'd say this is a plus, right? This is a real plus here, the airdrop utility for OMI in the app. But 10 million OMI in the app doesn't do much with the people. If you count how many people have 10 million in the app, you need way more people that want to have 10 million in the app. So there needs to be something beyond this, right? And that is where I think Ecomi to NFT comes in. OMI to NFT. And it is not there yet. That is one thing. And then the question is, will it save the price action in the immediate short term? And the straight answer to this is no. OMI to NFT will not save the prices to this. Let me see. What is going on? G-Money. 1 click to sell OMI. Who knows how long it will take me to sell 100 Squirrel Girl uncommon comics. Forever, I guess. Maybe you can put them as a wallpaper in the showroom, like in the Veveverse, right? When Veveverse comes out, you can just make a design out of Squirrel Girls. Hundreds. Well, I would say if you wanna dominate a specific collectible, it's the easiest probably with a comic that only has 1,000 editions total, where the common has 500 editions and the secret rare only 40, right? So these comics from the new comic side, you choose one and then you go very slowly and you just accumulate one here and there. And I'd probably say it's the easiest to squeeze the rare, because the rare has 100 editions or so and is still at lower prices. Or even the common, if it's trading at 1 or 2 gems and the initial price was 6 gems, and then you need to invest over the time probably $1,000, and then you can buy all of them, and then you're basically dominating this one. I mean, if you want to play such a game, that could be a case, right? Turtle Enthusiast says OMI dead. Well, this is it's an interesting take. Usually a dead coin doesn't do violent swings. And also, the volume is very low, right? That I give you that. But it doesn't do these violent swings. And also it doesn't attract so many people to talk about it on Twitter. For example, you can check on Twitter how many people are still talking about Terra Luna Classic now named. The coin died, but it did die in a very severe and swift move. And then the talk ended. No one talked about it anymore. Everyone was clear, okay, it died. But for Omi, basically the talk that Omi is dead is sincere and it's still persistent, and so many people are still talking about Ecomi that you cannot really say it's dead. I would say I would put it this way, and maybe you can go with me here. It's doing very bad. It's not dead, but it's doing very bad in terms of price action. Yeah. Okay, so we have all of that. So this is what we have, yeah, and this is what we get. And now the thing is, I think what annoys people is that we have new exchanges, 2 new exchanges. I think we are trying to get on Huobi, but the way how this is approached is like, oh, Ecomi is listed. Maybe we can pull this up here. So we are going to look at this in a second. So the way this is approached is here. Let's look at it. So they have listed Ecomi on a Huobi vote for listing, okay? And this is a competition where Ecomi stands against other tokens. And we can look at this here. HTX's 12th prime vote is live. And here we see so we have Ecomi on the top, and then we have Taboo and Baby Boom and Chirplay and Pink Elements and Chicken Coin and Arion Network and Lossless and Hiveswap and Baby Bonk. So the lineup looks, to me, probably not all of them, but for me it looks like Ecomi is listed with a lot of either meme coins or shit coins here to compete. And the problem with this is if you lose this competition to Baby Boom, it's going to be really, really bad, right? Because that means that the Ecomi fan basically cannot outperform this list, right? So that would be bad. On the other hand, it should be easier to win here, right? G-Money says, loaded up on the cheapest uncommon specifically for MCP. Wait for the burning options, burn 100, get something good. Yeah, this is something that David said a while ago. It was on a designer con in Anaheim, that you could burn certain things and then get a prototype version of it. I hope that this comes for comics, because there's definitely too much comics of some of these versions in, so there needs to be something that generates scarcity for them. Will it happen? We don't know. But back to this here. So the second problem with this listing for Huobi is way too complicated. I mean, I tried to understand how this works. I mean, you can boost it with $OMI and using HTX, hashtag HTX and hashtag prime vote, and then you can boost it. But if you want to really boost here, you need to be on Huobi, you need to have HTX tokens, and then you need to do a series of things that is just way too complicated. And let's be quite frank, I refuse to to spend my time with this, to be honest, right? So it's not my... I'm not going to make a Huobi account and buy HTX tokens to get rockets and then boost the Ecomi token in that way. That is way too complicated. Okay, but this is so people are seeing this and think, oh my god, they're literally listing Omi with a couple of shit coins to get the free listing because they're too cheap to to just pay the fee and get Omi on Huobi. That's basically what people are thinking. You see it on social media, and so that is one problem. Now, the second thing here is that if you want to have your crypto token, which Ecomi is, to go up, you need to cater to Web3 community. Web3 community. I'll put it on a C, right? You need to cater to Web3 community. The big problem is that when things were going good, there was a little bit, like when all this discussion went on with immutable eggs, interoperability, self-custody, are Veve NFTs real NFTs? All this discussion went on. There was basically a talk going on, and that came definitely from the side of the team that, we're actually not catering to Web3 here. So our audience is Web 2.0, or in the best case Web 2.5. And that actually this whole Bored Ape and OpenSea and whatnot was not their target audience, and I think that pissed a lot of people off. But the problem is, if you have a token in the Web3 space, like the Ecomi token, then you have to be someone who caters to Web3, right? And we saw that right now with the Blackpink drop. Blackpink audience is Web 2, and the Veve fam is mostly almost everyone in the Veve fam and in the Ecomi fam is Web 3 native, I would say, in the sense that most of them found Veve over Web 3. And so you cannot stand there and you cannot go around and say, we don't care really about the Web3 stuff, but we want to do our token do well. But if you're buying our collectibles, please don't expect Web3 things. So I think that lesson is learned now. And the question is, how do you go back and attract the Web3 audience? And I think there is only one way to do that, and that is to implement some kind of even if it's super low-key interoperability or self-custody stuff, and to push this out via the different channels. Like you go to big influencers and you give them money and you have them push this narrative out. So how Omi is a in-app Web3 utility token that buys you, like Omi being a currency, an alternative currency that directly links Web3 space. You get better conditions on fees and whatnot in the app. So this is basically, this ties together in one case for me. Yeah. So Dan O says, Veve doesn't understand its audience at all. I wouldn't say that. I would say that Veve understands one part very well, which is the collector side. I think we all can agree that that collecting and getting stuff was only fun on Veve and nowhere else, right? I mean, to try to get a comic on DC, on Palm, or what that was not fun, right? I would say that the collecting aspect, the collecting side of it, they understood very well. Also, which brands people want, what type of things that they get excited about. Look how they built the comic side with Marvel, the Veve comic side. It is very well done. So they understand this side very, very good, I think. I would say the collector side represents a very small percentage. I wouldn't agree on that. I would say that the problem is no collector is only a collector in their lives. They're more than that. So every collector wants, for example, to have a valuable piece, and every collector wants to have not only a sense but true ownership. So what they did is they brought the collectibles, the correct collectibles, and they brought the correct app and the correct mechanic and whatnot. But what they didn't do is they didn't bring this valuation of the collectible. That actual, I think most of the collectibles are not scarce enough to create that sense. And when the bull market was raging and people were not hitting drops, that sense of scarcity and chase and wanting to get it was there, and we saw that the people were willing to spend thousands of dollars on a piece that has more than 5,000 in circulation. So right now they are not willing to do that anymore. But I would say that there is a way back to this. You just need to enforce, or you just need to link these Veve collectibles into the Web3 space, where you basically can have true ownership, certified ownership, right? And I think that is what is necessary. And then you have to push that narrative that the OMI token is the currency to get, with very low fees, these desirable collectibles. I think that is what is necessary. This is my opinion on it. They attracted the wrong crowd. I don't think it's the wrong crowd. I don't think so. I think that what has been only understood now, in my opinion, is that the Web3 crowd, that the degenerates that are willing to buy Bored Ape Yacht Club ape pictures and NFTs, right? And pudgy penguins and doodles, that is your crowd, because these are the same people that have nostalgic feelings about Dragon Ball and Naruto and I don't know, Disney stuff, Lion King, and I don't know what else was there. Like they and also Lambo, right? I mean, the meme of the last bull run was when Lambo. So I think that it is the right crowd. You just need to feed it correctly, in my opinion. There are millions of people out there that where either the collectibles on Veve are nostalgic, or it gives them a sense of I can flex, right? And but you can only flex in a bull market. Yeah, by the way, Omi 240M says, smash the like button. Please, everyone. We have 40 people here in the middle of this freaking Friday to discuss Ecomi, to discuss Veve and so on. So please smash up the like button. I would really appreciate it. It's the only thing I want. Your likes. No, I really enjoy this. So yeah, drop the like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. And they are finally just now realizing it as user dwindling to an unsustainable level. Our new enemy is baby boom. Yep. That's your competition, Troy Paris. The collector side represents, we had that, what the heck? Collectors, aka speculators. Why you say it was fun? It is fun. No, but I mean, come on. It was way more fun when you didn't hit every drop, right? Remember when everyone was crying like, oh my god, I missed out, and everyone was using 3 phones to get the drops? There was another sense of chase. And this is bear market stuff, right? This will come back, I think. And we kind of got a sense of this chase again with the 1000 edition comics in the very beginning. I mean, I pumped $600 into it on the first day or so, because it was just fun, right? And I think that is what really makes the difference. The fun in getting this stuff, then appreciating the collectible, but also seeing its value going up. Not all the time. I mean, it can go down, but at some point the value needs to go up again of chase collectibles, of high. There are some collectibles where I would say if it goes to 0, that was expected. Like, for example, the Green Day stamp, or what that was, right? No one really cares about that stamp. So if that goes to 0 or is acquirable for 10 cents or so, that's fine, right? Vlogon says less than 3K followers on Veve Comics socials with Marvel advertising. I think that stuff takes time, because even from our fam, people are looking directly on the page or watching YouTube or For even I did not follow on the first day on the socials. So and I'm following only on Insta and on X. So I don't even know if they have a YouTube channel or so. If they have a Veve Comics YouTube channel, I'm not on it. So this takes time, right? Until you're like, oh, damn, I should follow there as well. So yeah, what's going on with Veveverse? So Dan O is giving us the FUD list, so to say, in the sense of, not in the sense of intentionally fudding, but in the sense of doubt, right? So FUD stands for fear, uncertainty, doubt. There is doubt. So one of the doubts is, will Veveverse come? When is it coming? And I would say, I said it many times before. I said it in the very craze of the bear market, of the crypto bear market. Why would you launch Veveverse right now? Why would you even demand it? If you want to have Veve do well, and Ecomi do well, you definitely are not going to launch Veveverse right now. Definitely not. And also, I personally would have held back on Blackpink more, because it's just not in the narrative. And for example, do you see the metaverse projects of the last cycle pump out like crazy news? There are few of them that actually brought some news. One of them is Wilder World. They had something going on, but like the Sandbox and Decentraland, even Meta, that is still working in the metaverse space, they are like very flying low on the announcements, because they just know that you just burn a huge announcement right now. When we saw that many times in the space, that projects burned one of their biggest announcements. For example, VeChain burned their announcement in the middle of the bear market when they moved to Proof of Authority 2.0. In the bull market, that would have made the price 5x in one day. But in the bear market, it did a 20% pump, and then it just fell back to where it was. And afterwards, no one cares. So your announcement chain, like what you have for announcements, needs to be lined up with people being ready to have money to pump it into the space. And it's just not the time. So if I was Veve, I would wait until altcoin season to launch the Veveverse. And I wouldn't even care about everyone crying and, I told you it would never come and whatnot. I wouldn't even care about that. I would just hold it back. Because there is no good done at the moment. You can just work on it and improve it, because it will not generate revenue in this market. It will not generate attention. It will not generate new users. And if it's not as good as expected, it will even scare away people. So you're better off just working on it, making it better, building, and just don't launch it right now. And then you launch something that is even half good in the narrative, and then you're fine. Mewtwo says, I would like to see the NFT gets perpetual royalties from the sales of that particular NFTs, and that a person can buy that type of a contract connected to an NFT on Veve. Yeah, that would be great. That would be crazy if that was possible. But I don't know if an NFT with perpetual royalties on Veve would be even. I don't know. I'm not educated in this legal stuff. I don't know if it's legal, where Veve is that people on that can gain revenues from it, because I think that clearly would make the NFT a security, right? The amount of users getting scary even for me. Let's check the user numbers out. Let's check it out. Let me see here. Veve Immuta Scan. Veve Immuta Scan. Let's check it out here. Unique users. Okay, there we go. Okay, so unique users. And then we can look also, we can pull up some data from the premium feed there afterwards to see the activity data, or we can go to a VVX tracker afterwards. So this huge spike was expected. This is the Veve logo. So the Blackpink logo. So actually what that means is this spike here, what that means is that there were So that's 400 to 925. That's 525 accounts that got a logo that had nothing before, which means there were 500 sign-ups, probably 500 sign-ups from people because of the Blackpink drop, but they didn't purchase anything afterwards in the app, and now they got a free airdrop. So the hope is that these people, at least a portion of them, is going to be stimulated by this airdrop to say, oh, I got a Blackpink collectible, cool stuff, let me check out the market, right? So maybe on the long term, these people will through this airdrop find their way. So 500 new wallets, and then here we have a growth of 7 wallets, and then we have 1 wallet, and then 6, and then so an average of 5 wallets per day. So it's still, as long as this goes up, that's already fine, right? That's not good, that's not overwhelming, but that's fine. Fadorella says 500 bots. If you would bot, I would say it's stupid to do it only with 500 wallets, because what will you do with that? This doesn't change anything. So the 500 wallets getting a logo doesn't change anything with bot wallets. So maybe people did a second account. That could be a reason. But 500 doesn't change anything. I already said the best way would have been to bot the drop on the Blackpink to make it sell out, right? And then you can say, oh, Blackpink drop sold out on Veve, right? But what I'm suggesting is probably not legal for Veve, so that is they didn't do that, so that is also a plus, right? Anyways, this is one metric. Let's go quickly to X here and look for Veve feed, the Veve feed. Okay, and let's get to this. There we go. So, the secret rare Spider-Man has dropped 50% almost. So it's now at 2.7k, and it will at some point probably hit my my affordability range. Okay, so let's see. Veve global market cap is 105 million. Not that much. Omi market cap decreased by 10%. We saw why. By the way, if you want to have access to this feed, you only need to have a secret rare animated Thor, and then you can write them and prove which one you have, and then you get access to this feed. So the premium feed has a little bit more data, I think. Okay, so here we go. Active wallets on Veve, 1.2k. With a lot of minters. That must be because of 13th was yesterday, so probably because of the comics, right? 1.2k is average, I'd say, from the last months. We have seen lower numbers than that. But it also shows that the core community is there, right? So let's see. Let's look at one day before. Veve Brand collectibles. Where is the here? Active wallets 1.2k, down 36% from that day before, and so on. So 1.something k is not optimal. We would want to see at least 2k. That's correct, right? But it is what it is, and at least it's over 1,000. Because if you only have a couple of hundred, that's really bad. What was the website? Was it Deparator or something? NFTs daily active users. Let's see. There was a what was the website where you can see? Oh yeah, Deparator. There you go. let's see here. Okay, that's the operator, but it's an article. I want to see the rankings of NFTs. Because it's good to use these websites to actually get an overall picture of what's going on. So let's see here. So here they have, as NFTs listed out, they have all these projects like Bored Ape Yacht Club. So for example, the Bored Ape Yacht Club floor price is apparently 40,000. Let's see here. Yeah, 34 ETH. So this is the leader of the space, right? Bored Apes. But let's look at the overall statistics here. So first of all, let's look at the floor prices. Okay, Based Ape Kings. Okay, so that doesn't give much because I doubt that the floor price really... so we see here that a lot of floors are look at this, for example, of these previous NFT projects, they're like a couple of cents right here. So we have 30 cents and so on, floor prices. But let's look at traders first. Let's look at the number of traders. So we have Axie Infinity with 8.3 thousand. So that is like almost eight times the numbers on Axie Infinity. We have 5,000 traders on So Rare. We have Fantasy Top, which I don't know. Then Gas Hero and Gods Unchained. But you look here, Gods Unchained is around the same active users as... I don't want to click that, I just wanted to mark that. Gods Unchained is on the same activity level. Sorry, you cannot see that. Let me put it here. On the same activity level and NBA Top Shots as well. So Veve is right at the same trader level as Gods Unchained and NBA Top Shots. And also here you see, for example, for NBA Top Shots, there are sellers and buyers are more or less even on the day. And then everything else below that is way less. So we see here maybe, so Veve would be, if it was listed on Deparator in the NFT section, it would be in the top 10, and actually it would be today around the 6th or 7th place of NFT trades, or of active NFT traders. And this is the 4 hour. Let's see the 7 day. Let's see the weekly activity. So for the weekly activity, obviously we have to compare then also, but the picture is similar. So you see also here Gods Unchained and NFT NBA Top Shots, they are with 4K and 4.7K. Actually Veve I think is better there. So let's look at that Veve X tracker. Let's look at that quickly as well to get a bit more wholesome picture here on where we are. So the average daily transaction is 2,000. This is from so this statistics ends yesterday, doesn't include today. Just to so the average daily active wallets are 2,500, which is slightly down. But here we see is because so for example on the 5th we had almost 8,000 active wallets, which would have on this day put Veve on Depper on the 1st or 2nd place. Yeah. Okay. So this is interesting. So here we have the average daily traders. So this is the number that we are looking for, right? The average daily traders on the last 7 days though is only 1.1k. So going back to our list here, 1.1k on the average, right? I mean, also this here is only a snapshot on today. This could be lower on other projects as well, but so this would put us together with Blast Yard Ape Club, whatever that is, right? So you see here really also in these usage numbers that NFTs are not doing well. I mean, look at that. For example, Guild of Guardian Heroes 798, Layer 3 580, NFL All Day 511, the Beacon, Dungeons, everything a couple of hundred, right? So yeah, it's just not a lot of Ronin stuff, a lot of Solana stuff here. That and actually then you are coming in not even 100 users, right? Mewtwo says, at this point in time, shouldn't Veve already be on Dapper radar? I know that they have been monitoring Veve, and they should. So I think it's a point of is. Let me see if they have it. Let me see if they have it somewhere else. Maybe they have it not in the category of NFTs for whatever reason. There you go. They have Veve here. Look at that. If you go Veve, there's veveverse.eth, Veve Punk. These must be scam projects also. Vlogon says they are not on Dapper radar because they are not NFTs, no sales data public. That's not true in the sense of sales data is public on Immutascan. So it's not that no sales data is public. It's just that probably, you see here, right? They're not picking up from Immutascan, but. Oh, I see. I think what you're saying is that like the revenue and everything else is not officially published by Veve. Yeah. And the NFT discussion is like so the tokens are only listed in the database of IMX, but the mapping of the ownership is on L1. So and that's how they are doing it. So that's minted on Ethereum. They are not on Dapper radar. You don't own Veve NFTs. Yeah, you don't own Veve NFTs. Veve owns them and is basically the custodian for it. It's like you don't own your money in your bank account until you extract it. That's true. That's true. Undisputable. Cryptois volume. Oh yeah, Cryptois. Do they have Cryptois? I mean, Cryptois is like literally on Cryptois you own the underlying token, but they can take away the content. So you also don't own really much of it. It's a problem. This is the biggest problem at the moment. How? I think they don't. Is some of these the official Cryptois? I don't know. But you don't own anything on Cryptois despite the underlying token that links to something. They can take away the content when they want. So Cryptois is really not the dream of the Web3 space either, right? Revised OMI price end of year prediction 0? I don't know. No, difficult to say. Depends on whether OMI to NFT is coming or not until the end of the year. And then also depends on whether you get on exchanges. So it's really difficult to say. It's why I can only... this is why I said in the last video that Ecomi is losing the support here. For me means that I'm going to observe this right now and see what happens. I mean, we're on the weekly here. So I really have time, right? I mean, if it finds a bottom somewhere, or not the bottom, but support somewhere, we will see it. And it will not be too late. So no need for me to catch a falling knife here. If it crashes, smashes to 0004, right? Why would I buy 1 million at 0004 if I can get it cheaper? Yeah, so I will wait. The bank is gonna deactivate my account. Like Veve does. Yeah, exactly. It's the same concept. If you have a custodian, they can take it away from you unless it's written in your name. Vlogon says, OMI to NFT won't save your bags. It's just another payment option for an already small user base. Again, that is true now. And the question is, will the user base come back or not. And I think that is the strength, right? To create this user base, to have more in the NFT. I mean, when the attention comes back to Veve, you will have Veve user base growth, and that will also influence the Ecomi price. That's not a guarantee. It might be that the NFT thing is a one-time wonder that was in the last space, but I think personally that the NFTs will have a run. It's just people are waiting for a sign of life now, and I say you will not get it because the NFT space is nowhere near to start a run. And I've brought a nice tweet here, a nice post from a Bored Ape Yacht Club guy here that is interesting, an interesting read in that perspective from this guy here, Mudtooth. Hey Jonas, what's going on? Glad to see you back. Thank you very much. Italy was awesome. So you live in a nice country, I'd say. I see many people fudding Bored. You see this, right? I see many people fudding Bored Ape Yacht Club for their communication or for not delivering what they expect. Sound familiar? Listen, boys. If you are a holder, be patient. If you are not a holder, maybe it's a good time to enter. I will tell you why. So obviously this is not Veve, this is Bored Ape Yacht Club, but it's still interesting read here. So he makes 15 points. We can look at some of them. So, Bored Ape Yacht Club is historical. Bored Ape Yacht Club started everything. We are where we are because of Bored Ape Yacht Club. Bored Ape Yacht Club played a big role in the direction of NFTs. I would say this is true with the exception of they didn't start everything. CryptoPunks started everything. But no one talks about punks anymore, which is a guarantee, right? So this is very true. Bored Ape Yacht Club is like the pioneer of this whole thing, and this is also why their floor prices are the biggest. And I would add here, in the term of like a collectible app, Veve started everything and Veve survived everything until now. Second, normies only know Bored Ape Yacht Club. I talked with many people that are not even in crypto, and when I mention NFTs, they tell me, oh, those apes. They don't even mention punks. Because of the collectibles using apes as profile pictures in 2021, people still remember. So in the sense of digital collectibles, actually people know Veve quite a bit. I mean, it's not nowhere near the visibility of Bored Apes, but if you look at HRO cards and Recur and McFarlane toys and Cryptoys, you put everything together with Veve. Veve is the most known one, right? Okay, so people still remember. So third, ApeCoin is an old, matured coin. It's holding steady at $1 for a year now with no use cases. When you stake a BYAC, you get around $600 a month when ApeCoin is at all-time low with no use case. Okay, so they also have a coin that has no use case at the moment. And they cannot bring the use case because they did actual money airdrops for staked coins, so they fulfill the criteria of security. Veve's coin, which is OMI in general or in comparison, is going down because it has no use case. Okay, but this also gives it the option to go up if it has a use case. BYAC is a Yuga Labs project, and so are punks. Yuga Labs is the richest company in the space. And at this point, in the collectible space, probably Veve is the one that makes the most money at the moment. So it's kind of comparable here, right? I mean, and on one point it's not, because Bored Ape Yacht Club is just another beast and doesn't have different brands and so on. But there is some basis of comparison. Yuga Labs has 200 staff and is building other side metaverse that looks better than WoW or Fortnite, and it will be powered by ApeCoin. So this is a very big differential because Veve has a lot of stuff already. I think they are close to 100 people if I'm not mistaken. Somewhere there was a number of like everything together is like 70 something. They work with a lot of studios and freelancers and I don't know what. The problem is Veve's metaverse does not look better than WoW or Fortnite for sure, and it's not powered by Ecomi. But maybe that could come. Maybe there could be something going better with that. So that's also something that is going on. Pumps are tanking too. The OG project, the BTC of NFTs, is at the lowest floor ever. This is crucial because NFTs are nowhere near, like all NFTs have not bottomed out yet. NFTs are in a bear market. Just because Bitcoin reversed and is in a bull market since 1 year doesn't mean that everything in the space has already found their bottom. So even the leader of the entire space hasn't found the bottom. So that is a given, right? According to research, we have only 4,000 active ETH NFT traders. Look at that. The leader of the space has only 4,000 active ETH NFT traders, which means that that is still 4 times higher than Veve with only so much limited collection. But it kind of gives us the idea that our user numbers are still in line with where this space is. Okay, if Veve had only 100, then I would be very worried. But Veve has yesterday had 1.2k, which is less than is more than 25% of this, which is fine for me if you say, okay, this is the leader of the space, right? ETH is the OG of NFTs. ETH has the best NFT projects. This is true, and Veve is on IMX. Veve is on Base now. We will see how this affects. Base is probably going to be an attention pool, I would say, in the next bull run. So this is good. Bored Ape Yacht Club has the louder community. I joined many top projects. With Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT, you will get the highest engagement on X. Even with a Mutant Ape Yacht Club, I guarantee you a higher engagement on your post than every other project. And here, this is what is an important factor. You have to have community, and you have to have a loud community. And our community is very frustrated and negative, but they are still there, and they are still loud. So this is good. This is a good sign, right? You have a very low point, right? But you have a very loud community. So I think this is a great thread. So when I read this, I thought, oh my God, I have to go live and read this to people, because it's really, you see the same problems, right? Remember when he said in the beginning, like, people are criticizing Bored Ape for their communication and for not delivering what they expect? Well, it's very similar. It's not the same, but it's very similar. Ethan says, hi patient, how many users enrolled in the Veve app during the massive Blackpink campaign, specifically after the Veve logo airdrop? Do you have an accurate number of new users? I think you joined after I looked at Immutascan. So Immutascan shows about 500 wallets being filled with the airdrop, and Veve acquired got another 100, and I think in the end was 190 wallets throughout the drop phase. So overall it's about 700, but we don't know how many of those are actually going to be active afterwards, or if they are like secondary accounts or whatnot. So we don't know yet. So let's see here. It's the worst time for NFTs. It's a dead space, and Bored Ape Yacht Club is leading with the highest volume, which is in the collectible space. Again, if you want to separate them, as I showed you on Deparator, is almost dead space, right? And Veve is in the top 7 according to user numbers. If we're looking at revenue, Veve is probably way higher in sales, right? Trading volume, I don't know if we have a trading volume here. I think not. Yeah. So where's the tweet that I was looking at right now? Shit. No, where is it? Where is it? No, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Where's the? Oh, there's. It just has a different symbol here. Okay. Let's see the other 5 points or so. If other site launches and is as good as it looks, it can bring millions of normies into the NFT space. ApeCoin will go to multi-billion value. Celebrities will shill the shit out of this, and Bored Ape Yacht Club can go to all-time high again. So this is the equivalent of Viviverse, right? Just that I expect way better from other side than Viviverse, but it kind of is the same idea, right? And this will benefit, if other side is good, will benefit the entire metaverse NFT space. Millions of people into other side means they are going to look for other projects as well. So this would be good either way, right? 11. People should back the success of Yuga and not FUD it. Yuga is one of the very few companies, or probably the only company, that can start the NFT bull run again. I would agree with this 100%, and I would say it's Yuga only. So Vivi is not in the position at the moment to start a bull run, but Yuga is, and if it starts, it will benefit greatly for Vivi. By the way, guys, we have over 50 people here, fluctuating between 46 and 50. Please smash the like button right now. Really appreciate this. This is a little bit of a longer stream here because we haven't done one for so much time, but I think it's important to discuss these things. Let's see the chat quickly before we go on with these points. Duck and Cow says, how y'all doing? Demon Slayer, what is it? What? That is all. Everybody is putting money into crypto because it's moving. Once they decide the up move is over and they've taken their profits, they'll start spending it on other things like NFTs. 100% agree with you. That's the flow of the space, but it will take a year or so until money flows into NFTs. For me, that is buying some here and there, and that is it. Vlog says, Notcoin from Telegram founders is a solid buy. Okay. Ethan says, patient in your portfolio among the mid to lower market cap tokens, which ones are you most optimistic about in terms of massive potential upside? If you could pick only 3 to 4, which would they be? My portfolio from, what did you say, mid to low market cap? Mid. So what's mid? Maybe you can specify what is a mid market cap. Is it like still outside of the top 50? So I would say of the big tokens, I'm very bullish on Chainlink and the Graph. So if I could only take 2 of these, Chainlink and the Graph are the things, and I would say they go like 10 to 20x. Then VeChain, obviously, because of real life use case, they have so much going for them to push the narrative again. And then from the smaller market caps, I still like gaming tokens. I still like the idea of Metacade. I still like SocialFi and AI narratives, which is like Chappies. Arweave is doing really well already, so I don't know if it's still a good buy because it has gone up so much. But Arweave with the supercomputer is like really good narrative. Yeah. So that is an answer. Mewtwo says, search Bored Ape Yacht Club on YouTube. They don't have a single streamer actively talking about it. Sorry, how many active influencers do we have on Vivi? Bored Ape Yacht Club only louder in bull markets up until this point. I agree with the YouTube, but also on the other side, there are a lot of big accounts on X with Bored Ape Yacht Club, and they are bigger than the Vivi ones. So the Bored Ape Yacht Club was never. I mean, there's not much to stream about, right? I mean, you can look at the price performances as it. So there's not much content to stream about this, which is, you bring me to this, which is a strength. But I'm still bullish on if Bored Ape Yacht Club does well, it can ignite the bull run, in my opinion. Straight out of my bed says, hey everyone, PH, do you understand what to do to recover our free Starknet tokens? I'm lost with Argent. I don't know what you mean. Like, you wanna, like, how to get the airdrop? James Allen says, people didn't join Veve because of interoperability. They joined because they could make money. They need to make the collectibles scarce again. Yes. Make collectibles scarce again. Maybe that is what is this? What is the this would be a good slogan, right? Make collectibles scarce again, but it doesn't sound like so as good as MAGA. Make collectibles scarce again. MCSA, right? Let's print some hats. Okay, so let's see the last points here. How much is the risk of holding a Bored Ape or buying a new one? Something that people don't understand is even if Other Side or ApeCoin fails, it doesn't mean Bored Ape Yacht Clubs or punks will fail. Other Side lands and everything related to the metaverse, yes, but not Bored Ape Yacht Club. Okay, so this is like the power of the brand. And I would say in Veve, it correlates to some of these collectibles will just do well. Which is Miles Morales, Secret Rare Spider-Man for Spider-Man, Partner Statue at some point will bottom out and will do fine, right? So all of the big things. I would even say, like, over the time, if you attract Blackpink fans, you'll have some Blackpink. I'm going to buy some of these signed cards just in case, because I mean the downside is I lose $10. The upside is a couple of probably, I don't know, a lot of X's. I would say is the upside, right? Even if the upside is only a 20x, it would still be fine. James Allen says, if they do this, people will start buying again. They'll tell their friends that they can make money on Veve again, and users will flood back in, just like you were talking about on this, on the latest row. I agree with you, and I think there is two factors, right? The side of where Veve incentivizes, you get the drop, gems are left over, they trickle into the market, prices go up, right? On the other side, you have... you need money in the space, in the overall world, and that's what we're talking in the beginning of the stream, where you say the M2 supply in the world is expanding. Companies can get credits at a cheaper level. Money is left over, salaries increase, people have more money, prices don't increase as much anymore. People are going to ape into crypto and then take profits and then ape into all of that needs to happen at the same time. Otherwise, prices will trickle down more, right? Mutu says, MCSA, make collectibles scarce again. The movement started here on this stream. Yeah, so let's do a post on this. MCSA, make collectibles scarce again. And just post this. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so let's see the last part. Bored Ape Yacht Clubs and punks are different story. Digital identity, digital Rolex, luxury PFP, historical digital collectible. This goes back to the point of flexing, and I think this is something else that is going to kind of what James Allen says. People need to have a point where you say it's valuable, it's scarce, I want to flex in front of my friends, right? So we need the means to flex, right? That's what we need as well. And this can be Veve brings out a digital frame just in the immediate short term, and that you need Ecomi to transfer it into the frame. That could be one utility, or you have to burn that collectible to have it in the frame, which I'm not so much a fan of, because I want to have my most valuable collectible on the frame, but I don't want to burn it, right? So better would be something that makes it interoperable with the frame, so you just log onto the frame and then you can access your collection. You can make like display on frame, right? That would be good if we have that means to flex. So I have this in my room, and then I have people over for a party or grilling or whatever, like having barbecue, and then this frame is like displaying a golden Star Wars statue, like golden R2D2 spinning on that frame, and then it exchanges, and there is a Marvel comics and so on with a mint number displayed, and people are like, what the fuck is that, right? What is that? And it's like, oh yeah, look, this R2D2 is worth $1. Just joking, it's worth a couple of $100. It's like, whoa, right? So, for example, how did I bring people in? I showed them, hey, look, I got this thing on drop, and it's worth XYZ now. That's what really interests people. So I 100% agree with James Allen, and I think, yes, we need the MCSA movement here to make collectibles scarce again. Last points is, even if Yuga fails completely or the founders quit or rug, do you think punks will go to zero? I don't. And this is where if we have that point for Veve, this is the only point that's different, because if Veve fails, the collectibles it's gone, it's over, right? So because we have no interoperability, and I think this is the last point that would make it the collectibles even, if we actually could have a means to own these collectibles, right? Alfred Montana says, the fact that no one can say anything on X negatively has really hurt Veve. The Bitforex situation killed thousands of OMI token holders. Yes, and in terms of Bitforex, I'd say not their fault, yeah, but the negativity on X is crazy. And I think it all comes down to price in the end. So what James Allen says, you will see the negativity going away immediately once prices are going higher. That's a fact. Now, we have already this is probably the longest crypto morning coffee ever, but first of all, I have time. Second of all, I have a lot to say. And third is there's still stuff to discuss. So let me see this here. Okay, so we have a big announcement here from David, right? And so this came out a couple of hours ago. David Yu is announcing Viz Media, which has 1.2 million followers here, and is actually the leading publisher of manga and anime. Famous IPs include Naruto, One Piece, let's go! This is I'm most bullish on this one. My Hero Academia, Dragon Ball, Sailor Moon, Death Note, and Bleach, and many others. So this came out. I couldn't find the original source, but I saw Forster retweeting that and saying not bad for a dead company. So Leah, let's just quickly listen to this together.
One of the largest anime manga publisher, producer, distributor out there. Amazing content from the Far East. What we have done in announcing coming up is the first release of the Ultraman manga on Veve. This is very exciting because, as you probably already know, we had brought the first classic Ultraman onto Veve. Number 2, we celebrated some of those Marvel Ultraman covers. We also did the Netflix Ultraman TV series. And the one that's coming out there's a new TV series, I think it's actually a movie coming out on Netflix called Ultraman Rising, coming out on June the 14th. In the back of all this hype, we really wanted to bring something that can cater into that Asian and the Southeast Asia market, where Ultraman is still continue to thrive and grow in that community. For the Western readers out there and our Veve fans, this is pretty much what they grew up with in Asia, and especially in Japan and the greater Asia market, where Ultraman is the superhero that you watch on TV when you grow up. So having that coming onto Veve is extremely exciting, and as you probably know, Viz Media is a juggernaut conglomerate of other anime IPs in it. So like I say, our company is still discovering what works and what doesn't work and understanding our market and our audience. And then hopefully we will be bringing you more content from here onwards.
Okay, so I think, so first of all, he talks here as Dan says, he talks about Ultraman. Yes, very true. He talks about Ultraman, but he also mentions in the end, this is a conglomerate, it's like a juggernaut of other brands. And I mean, he says that why? Because it's very likely that if you have a deal with those, that you are getting other brands over time. And I think that's really what they are ramping up to, what they're saving up to for the bull run. At least I wouldn't burn these things or these announcements of big anime until there is life science in the NFT space. Andrew Detox says they better not mess this one up like Blackpink. I mean, the Ultraman comic coming out. I mean, we already have Ultraman, right? So it's more like they are bringing stuff in the Asian market to attract people from the Asian market, and every user they can bring in that is excited about the stuff is good for Veve. True, people should only expect Ultraman. Yeah, we should only expect Ultraman for now, but having that brand on board as a publisher of anime is certainly good. And Ultraman being the first anime makes sense, right? I'd be willing to bet this doesn't lead to anything like a Dragon Ball Z statue drop, for instance. Statue drop not, but hopefully it leads to Dragon Ball anime, so that is readable on the app. And maybe that will be on Veve Comics then. Who knows? I mean, why did they create this Veve Comics website? They didn't create the Veve Comics website just to publish Marvel stuff. Otherwise, they would have made it a Marvel website. But it's a Veve Comics website for a reason. So I would expect that they're bringing issues of anime and stuff like that in the future as well on Veve Comics, and not only in the app. So only the most exciting drops or legacy drops or stuff like that is in the app. I think this is a big announcement. I think this is good for us. It doesn't guarantee to us like that we are getting One Piece or Naruto or Dragon Ball, but it increases the chances, because if that brand is here, then fine. The other stuff, what's in the background, I don't know. These statues here, what was that? You can tell me. I don't know. I have no idea. This is the drop that we are getting. So usually so there is a Ultraman here. So I think we know that usually what is behind us or behind David here is usually going to come at some point on the app. So yeah, kind of. He has a signed Blackpink card and stuff like that. So we know that they have some things lined up since years, so we can expect something good from that, I guess. But it's a big announcement in my opinion. Funny thing is that this has been retweeted by official Veve people. Still, you have people commenting like, this sounds like it was AI created. Very grainy sound. The fuck? It's really like, at this point, everything is negative. Everything. It's like AI generated scam, whatever. I don't think so. And then, for example, here it says, Disney, Marvel, and Star Wars were not able to save Veve. This is trash. This trash is Peely all over again. What a joke. This is massive, bigger than Marvel and Disney by far. So you see really there's nothing in between. It's like, oh, cool, let's see what it results to. No, it's like either it's a scam or it's super good. Yeah. So some people are excited for Dragon Ball because of that. Who you think will be the first drop? I mean, if you ask this, then you didn't watch the video, right? Who you think will be the first drop is going to be Ultraman, right? It's like, the fuck. Is it as big as Blackpink? Is the question here. This is huge. Wish I was more prepared. I think that person is really pretty much prepared here. But anyways, I think this is good. And even if it leads, the only thing that you need is constant increase of user inflow, even if it's 5 per day, until money comes back into the NFT space. So as you saw with the Bored Ape Yacht Club, we're not alone here in this space, right? Dan O says, I'd be willing to bet this doesn't lead to anything like Dragon Ball Z. Or Dragon Ball Z. I would bet against it, to be honest, because we have seen that. I would say that we are getting one of these bigger ones in the future. They have been teasing that 1.5 or 2 years ago. They've been teasing with some Dragon Ball memes. I bet they have secured the license over there already there, and then they were like, "Oh, let's tease a little bit," and then they were like, "Let's not tease anymore because people are going to be mad." So I think there's something like Dragon Ball coming, but not now. I'd say in 2025 when things are better. Trucking says MC hinted at another announcement next Friday on X this morning. Oh yeah, he did. Let's see. My collectibles. There we go. Let's see what he put out here. Community manager guy. How did you like the Viz Media Veve announcement at the end of our live show today? Yes, 100. Want even more news? Don't you just love Fridays? Stay tuned. So there's something coming out today, right? He says, don't you just love Fridays? Still Friday today, so maybe there's more coming today, right? Okay. So definitely not AI generated. Don't believe this stuff that some people are putting out point blank lies just to continue some negative stuff, right? And you really don't need to lie to have something negative to say, but some people just can't help. It is what it is. But anyways, guys, I think overall for Veve, pretty good, right? For Veve is good. For Omi is pretty bad at the moment. But if you're bullish on Ecomi and you don't care about these prices, then this is the best price you could ever get. At the moment, everyone is negative. There's no one in the green, right? At the moment. I mean, except who bought this week on the bottom and is now up a couple of percent. But overall, that's not true, actually. The people that got it on Cedra, actually, that is something that we can coin lore Ecomi. I will show you something. Because there were people like, oh, we don't have a chart that goes back. That's not true. If you go to coin lore, you can watch the all-time chart. Here we go. That's the all-time chart. Actually, let me put this here so you see. So here's where we are. This is the all-time chart, right? So here you can see on CoinLore, you can see where the price was before the bull run, and we see it was actually quadruple 04, so 4 zeros instead of 3. So we're still 10x above the price before the bull run. See that? So everyone who got into Ecomi at these prices here is still up 10x at the moment, which means if we would retest on top of that, so you could say, oh, we are going to retest on this, you could still see something like this, right? So you were worried. You could retest on maybe on this bump, right? That's 00018. So you could see the price go to 0002 and you would still have a positive retest on top of that. I just can't open it on TradingView because CoinLore chart is not there, right? But you see this bump here? So we could test on something like that. Yeah, so that's basically it. Yeah, okay, so this is where we are. I would say now we have some more buying coming in. We see long wicks, right? So, but I'm still going to wait how this plays out. Still going to wait. So, yeah, there we go. There we go, guys. Guys, make sure to smash up the like button, be subscribed to the channel. I will be coming out with more Crypto Morning Coffee here soon. If you want to help this channel, then more than only by liking and subscribing, you can become a channel member, a rare hodler of sorts. You can use super thanks and donation, whatever. Everything helps the channel. And with that out of the way, wherever you are on the world, have yourselves a great morning, evening, day, night, or afternoon. I see you in the next videos and or in the next live stream. Have a good one, everyone. Bye.